Radio Merseyside. Now, my next guest certainly has been through it over the past 8 years. Georgina Peterson was diagnosed with a rare brain condition causing severe epilepsy and battles with anxiety and depression, and she's written a story in a new book, something that's actually started out as a bit of catharsis, really, but this month it's going to be sat on the shelves of bookshops across the country, and Georgina has been telling me about her very first, very scary seizure.
Well, I was doing my A-levels, really stressed, went to bed one night, super stressed as always, and then I woke up a few hours later on the floor. My head was pounding, not to be gross, but I'd wet myself and I had so much pain everywhere and couldn't remember a thing, didn't recognise anybody, and then slowly realised it was my family and paramedics. Got rushed into hospital and that was my first. It was about 2 months-ish later, it all happened again, and then since then it's just kind of got worse and worse.
You went back to uni eventually, didn't you, to study?
Yeah, well, I wasn't in uni, I was in sixth form college, and then I got diagnosed in the August and then started uni in September. Because I wanted to go away, but then after this happened I was too scared to go away and stuff, so I went to a more local university. And
you done really well, didn't you?
Well, I got a 2-1, so...
Don't be modest, don't be absolutely made up with that. Right? So did you always, even way back to going back to when you were a kid, want to write a book? Because I know you've moved on to a novel after this one.
Yeah, I didn't ever think about it as a career. I had a lot of different careers growing up. I was involved in a lot of dance and performance and wanted to be an actress. That was the goal, and then wanted to be all kinds of doctor, whatever. And then I really wanted to be a teacher. And then that just couldn't happen. And I've always loved writing, but just as a hobby. And then it just became this. And
So tell us about this book. This book is about your life, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
What's it called?
It's called Freaks Like Me.
Right.
That came from because I had an ambulatory EEG. I can't remember what that stands for. But it's I had about 30 odd multicoloured wires on my head. And couldn't brush my hair or wash my hair or do anything for a week, and I just lived my life as normal. And it was a few years ago, and I just remember a girl, about teenagers, don't know who she was, kind of whispered to a friend, "Oh God, she looks a bit freaky," and I just laughed it off. And then when I wrote the book, I couldn't think of a title. Everything was boring. I couldn't think of anything good, and then that came back into my head. So I thought, well, I'll take that negative and make it positive. So that's where the title came from.
Was it difficult to write the book? Because obviously you're reliving a lot of highs and lows, aren't you?
Yeah, it was really hard to write. I originally started writing, I was in intensive therapy for depression and anxiety, and I started writing because it was helping me. That was all it started with. Everyone, my sister and my mum and everyone had been saying, you should write a book, you should get it out there, it'll help people. But I was like, oh, no one cares what I've got to say for a while. And then gradually it became more than just for me. So gradually it just became a book, and I never expected it to get picked up or anything. So
well, that's good.
Yeah, it's a bit overwhelming.
So I know your anxiety and depression setting. What would a typical day be that wouldn't be a good day for you?
Sometimes I get up and I just don't... I wouldn't ever say I feel sorry for myself. I don't let myself feel sorry for myself. But, probably the worst day, I did try to kill myself. Really? Probably the worst day. And, it was actually, I was on my own in the house, which very rarely happens. I always need someone with me. Right. And it was actually my sister who came in, and it was horrible, and I've never seen so much kind of hurt before, and I felt horrible because I'd caused that. But you can't see another way.
You're not in the right state of mind at that time.
No, and you can't see another way out. And I did go to hospital because I'd tried to harm myself, and then I did go to see a neuropsychologist because we told my neurologist about that, and he sent me to her, and then she sent me to a cognitive behavioural therapist, and I talked about it and got it out and left it there in the past and moved forwards, and I never talked about it again. We never talked about it as a family. And then it was actually good writing the book because we had to talk about it, because I said, you know, it's in the book. I'm not leaving it out because it's hard, because it's part of what I've been through. It's part of what got me to here, and I was forced to kind of reevaluate my life and reevaluate what I was worrying about and whether they were important enough to worry about. So,
I mean, it's a fantastic job to put a book together. You've been accepted as a published author. Yeah. Who do you think will benefit from this book?
Well, when I get kind of scared about the whole thing, and, you know, I didn't ever expect it to get picked up, I just, it maybe sounds a bit selfish, but I just remember me being 17, just turned 18 and getting newly diagnosed, and you don't really know where your life is going anyway, and everything just felt so scary and so strange. And I didn't have, I always have my family, but you don't really, you're not able to kind of say I'm absolutely terrified, because you don't want them to worry. So, you know, I got very scared very quickly, and I just think back to that and I think this book could have helped me when I was that age. So, and that scared, and I just think it'll help, but not just that. I mean, there's a lot about mental health in there. You don't have to know about neurology to...
Well, it's a really good way of raising awareness of, you know, an everyday girl who was going through this. Yeah. And I'm sure it'll help a lot of people. How do you feel now, Georgina?
I feel good. I feel good about the book. I still have seizures. The last couple of weeks I've been in A&E multiple times, multiple rescue meds, which make me so tired. My medication's all changing at the minute, so everything's happening at once. But I do feel really good about the book, really happy that someone picked it up anyway, and really happy that I've got so much support, and it's great, yeah.
You're Georgina's sister, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
This is a great thing, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Completely overwhelmed.
What did you think when she said she was going to write a book and put it all down there?
Proud, instantly. Whether it sells or doesn't sell, she's done it. If it's out there, I'm going to be the first one in the shops to buy it.
Yeah, because you spend a long time together, don't you?
Yeah, all the time.
What's it been like growing up with Georgina? I mean, obviously she's worried herself at times along the way. What's it been like for you?
Stressful, scary. The very, very first seizure she had, it was me that found her.
Really?
I'd come home from work, gone up, got changed, got my jammies on, heard a weird noise, wouldn't know how to describe it, opened her bedroom door and she was on the floor mid-seizure.
And you wouldn't have known what that was, would you?
Yeah, no, I'd obviously heard of seizures before, and I worked in the leisure centre as well. I'd seen people have seizures in there, so I knew what it was, but obviously never expected it to happen to my baby sister.
No. She's on the right track now. She's writing. It's been cathartic for her. You know, she's putting the book out there to help other people, and that's important, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely important. The amount of people that have obviously helped us, George, the whole family in the past. It's just amazing that George can give something back to the public to help someone else. Like George said before, if she would have had a book like this out there 8 years ago, it would have helped her. So even if she can only help one person, even if there's only one person that reads the book that she helps, that's an amazing achievement. Absolutely amazing.
Two really lovely girls, you know. It's called Freaks Like Me by Georgina Peterson, and it's, you know, it's there, warts and all, about her life, and, you know, she deals with some very, very important issues. Look for it.